have the first question. If you were to be elected, how would you use your platform? I think that I would use it to increase human empowerment. I want to prove to the world that the most important thing is how we feel about ourselves and how we act on how we feel about ourselves. So here in Mexico, I have an organization that's created to fight depression and anxiety attacks, panic attacks. And the main problem from all of this is that we don't know who we are and we don't value ourselves, and we really think that the most important is how we look or how other people look at us and how other people or what other people think of us. But the most important thing in the world is how we feel about ourselves and how we see ourselves in the mirror. So I want to use this platform to prove to the world that even though I am a beauty pageant queen, I am a believer of the inner beauty, which is the truest and most powerful weapon we can use in our lives. The only way we can be really happy is if we adore ourselves and if we fall in love with ourselves and we live a full romance in our whole lives with ourselves, because you are the only one that's never gonna leave you, because everyone else is gonna leave no matter how much you love them. Life works that way. You're the only one that's gonna be there for you all your life. So you have to love yourself more than anything in the world, and you have to understand that your true power lies within you and your happiness lies inside of you. So I would use all of my voice and all this platform to increase human empowerment and to help people with problems with anxiety, with depression and low self-esteem to understand that the real true power and the real true beauty is inside of them, and they're amazing for who they are. And if they're not themselves, they're wasting a huge amount of uniqueness, and that's what I would do.
You know that Vietnam placed top 5 in the recently completed Miss Universe 2001 Miss Universe, right? Yes. Do you feel any pressure that you will also be the same situation representing Vietnam in the Miss Universe stage? Do you feel any pressure to follow suit?
Thank you for the question. And for me, I think with pressure is something it's good to work hard to learn. And I think he did so good, a great job in the Miss Universe. And I think that's a big and great achievement that I'm really proud of her. And for me, I don't get so nervous about something
That's really good.
not happen outside, you know. I just be myself, and
That's
I
very
put a lot of energy into the competition.
You know what? You answer so well. You are
Thank
so
you.
good. I actually told Miss Chloe, your manager, that when I first saw you in Miss Universe Vietnam 2017, I thought that you will win there. That you will represent Vietnam in the 2008.
It's okay.
But it's okay. It's
Yeah, for
okay.
me,
Yeah,
for me,
we
it
love
doesn't
you.
matter where you get.
Yes.
It's matter that you keep work hard,
Yes.
and you see the opportunity coming next. So I have the opportunity this year, so I think it's amazing.
Exactly. And like what you said earlier during your talk, you
Yes.
have a positive attitude
Yes.
and you never give up, right?
Yes.
So, in fact, even the way you speak, I really did not notice that you were nervous because it was your first time to give a talk or a speech in English. So how did you prepare for that?
I have some experience in performance, but in Vietnamese. This is my first speech in English. But you know, I came here in the morning today, watched another speakers. They give me the positive energy, and people listen to me. That makes me feel happy and comfortable on the stage. That's why my nervousness is more than I was before.
Wow. Well, anyway, thank you very much for your time. Miss Wang.
Okay, Okay, so in my opinion, I think that everyone is unique. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and what the strategies that other previous contestants use in 2018 isn't going to be the same strategies that contestants use in 2019. So I think that what you need to do is you have to really have a strong understanding of how you are as a person, what your strengths are, what you like, how you are as a person, your personality, and I feel like you should build your strategy around that so you can really use your time wisely to impress the judges, to show who you are to the fullest. Personally, I don't think we should ditch the swimsuit competition because the swimsuit competition really shows how well you've treated your body in the first year of being Miss Universe of your country. It's not about how small your waist is or how toned your legs are, but it's how well you've treated your body, how much you've exercised or eaten a healthy lifestyle. And remember that beauty comes in diversity. So don't be, I guess, insecure of your own body because you're gonna have girls that come in different shapes, and that's what makes Miss Universe so special, is that there's girls around the world, beautiful girls around the world that are here to compete, who have taken care of their bodies, who have done their duties as Miss Universe in their own country. And yeah, if you're in it to win it, then you have to put yourself first as well.
I'm so happy to be here. I wasn't like Maya prepared a speech, but I'm going to talk with all my heart. I want to express how happy I am today. It's my first time in Lebanon. It's the first time I got the chance to go to Khartoum, which is my home, village, the village of my family, the village I grew up hearing the stories about my family, about the streets, about how happy my grandfather was when he was born in Lebanon. So to be here for me is a blessing. To be here means the world to me because finally I get to experience on the first hand why my family is as it is, why we have our culture, why we love our family the way we do, why we love our food the way we do, why people are.
Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Julia Horta. I am 24 years old. I am a journalist, a TV hostess, a speaker, and also digital influencer. It's an honor to represent Juiz de Fora at Miss Minas Gerais The Emotion 2019. I'm moved by challenge and I believe everything happens in its time. That's why I'm giving my best to this opportunity. I believe I was born with a big purpose that is influence people positively. Actually, I've been doing this in my city and region, but I'm pretty sure that Miss Minas Gerais Be Emotion and Miss Brazil Be Emotion will turn this so much bigger. I deeply want to impact people and empower them with love, good energy and determination. Be aware that in this pageant I will represent everyone who is cheering for me with all of my heart and dedication. I'm so excited, why not, to win our crown. Thank you so much.
My face when I heard that.
Oh, I see. And you actually have a degree in kinesiology from the University of Calgary.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Now, to the lay person, what is that?
Kinesiology is the science that studies human movement. So for me, it could have been like it could have been nutrition or personal training or biomechanics, but I chose general. So I learned a bit of everything, and it's great because I was able to apply that to my life when I was preparing for the pageantry, and I also had the opportunity to work with kids and others with a disability, whether they were born with it or whether they had an accident. And it's something that makes me really, really admire. Like before, when I looked at someone in a wheelchair, I would pity them because I would be like in Thailand, we believe in something called karma. So in your past life, you must have done something, and now in this life, it's coming back. So I felt really bad, and I was always praying like, oh, I really hope that it's used up in this lifetime so that in the next lifetime you will be born just like us. But then when I had the chance to be able to work with them, oh my God, we did wheelchair basketball and sitting volleyball and goalball and all of these sports for those with a disability, and it made me realize that it's so much harder
to do
it than when I did it, because I'm also, you know, part of sports team, basketball, volleyball, badminton, swimming, everything. And when I tried it with them, I was like, wow, like just going in a wheelchair and trying to move in a straight line, that is already hard for me.
I
You know,
see.
so now I look at them and I really, really admire them, and I learn a lot from them, and it makes you feel that all the things that are going on in your life, all the problems that you think are really big, like you look at them and you just admire them. And I was able to volunteer in adapted physical activity. This is a program for kids with a disability, and where you adapt the sports or you adapt the equipment according to the disability that the kids have. And you can see that these kids, once from day one to the last day of the program, like they were able to express themselves more. They were able to be more confident when they decide on something. They like, it just brings a smile to their faces. And this is a program that I only saw in Canada, and I wish that I could
bring that kind of thing here.
Teen. What message do you think this sends to young girls out there from all different diverse backgrounds watching you in this moment of time?
I think that this dream is possible for them, because it's one thing to say you can do anything, you just have to work hard and get it, but it's quite another to actually see somebody in that position. But when there are, for example, no Black women who are CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, it's hard to actually sell that dream. But here, in this case, with me being Miss USA and Kaylee being Miss Teen USA and Nia being Miss America, we've actually shown people, like, yes, it's very possible for you.
A biracial woman, you know, your father was white or is white, and your mother is Black. How was that growing up?
I think it was challenging, and that when I was growing up, it was hard to figure out like what my identity was. Because I grew up in a time when we didn't have mixed race or biracial as a choice on those boxes that asked you to identify what your race was. You could be Black, white, or other. And so for me, being a young kid, knowing like these are the only choices that I have, do I really have to identify as other? And what does that mean? Eventually, I learned to just identify as a Black woman. I still identify as a Black woman, even though my dad is white, even though my stepdad is white.
You talk about your own struggle with the decision about whether or not to let your hair be. Tell me more about that. Why the struggle to whether or not to let your hair be as it is?
I think when I first started, I wasn't sure who could win. I wasn't sure like what that winner looked like, and I wasn't sure if there was sort of a one-note look that was always successful, because I hadn't seen very many women with naturally curly hair competing, or I would watch competitions and I would hear comments from other people. I remember I was watching a competition and a woman was wearing an afro. Her hair was a little bit more coarse than mine, had a little less curl. They were like, I really liked her, but I just wish she would have flat ironed her hair. And I just thought like, maybe I can't do that either. Maybe I can't wear my natural hair. But eventually I grew over it. For me, you know, this is the way that my hair grows out of my head. Why shouldn't I be able to wear it like this? And to me, it is beautiful.
The lacking of policies in the elderly is besides the lack of facilities, besides the lack of attention that should be given to them. In every barangays, they should always have a senior citizen center, of which and where senior citizens will not only be medically taken care of, but most especially they should also be productive through stimulating their minds, through an active aging, through a healthy lifestyle, through which they can have a community of where they can engage to one another. Social engaging is really important, because when you're getting older and you don't have anything else to do, you don't process your mind, that makes it easier for aging to go into you, or the process of aging would go 2 times faster. And then in 10 years, or in 2025, the aging population will rise up to 10%. And that's what I want to prevent in the near future, for the social welfare to be aware and to be not congested for us, because we are already having an aging population issue, and right now we are already at 6%. So when I get older, I would want to have something that is prioritizing the elderly, because I know we're all scared of getting old, but maybe one day we can look forward to getting older.
So are you scared of getting old?
I'm scared of oblivion itself, the life after death, because I'm scared of not doing anything right before I leave this world.
pageants should be more open or should do away with their requirements? Because I remember filling out forms and one of the first few requirements was that of your height.
Correct.
And that of your size. You have to be certain sizes,
Correct.
your vital stats. Do you think pageants should do away with that?
I think if they can, that would be nice because we are more accepting. We are more accepting on how women is because there's never a rule, there never was a rule, and there should never be one. I'm totally against body shaming, I would say, because sometimes when you might be 60 kilograms, I might be 62. It's just that you are more curvaceous than I am. It's actually working in that way, but people don't understand that. People do not know that. And yeah, it's of course you have those vital stats, but it's just that if you look at it in another way, if you're more to healthy lifestyle, your vital stats will get improvised. It comes close to a model's vital stats. So if our generation can go to that healthy lifestyle, you would, of course, you would be in a nice shape and your vital stats would be there. And I like it nowadays because if you see, I mean, it's not a trend yet in Malaysia, but if you see, let's talk about the world. Fashion industry has not become a place where there's rules. They give chances to people with a larger size, with bigger curves, and that's really good. I think Malaysia should do this more too. It would be a great thing.